chemo day. Chemo 2.0. Let's see. Got my team with me, and we are in the doctor's office. I'm extremely tired. I got 30 minutes of sleep last night because my shoulder was freaking killing me. It hurts so bad. So I'm going to talk to Dr. Cherokee about that and see what is up with my shoulder. And the knot on my head. No, I didn't hit my head. It's a bump. I've had it for 2 months, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I feel like I'm dying. I have a very weird sense of humor if you haven't figured that out. So I'm going to record a little bit later during chemo just to let you know. And it's going to be really short chemo. So, yay. The sooner we get done with chemo, the sooner I can go home and get some rest. I love you. I love you all. I'll be right back. Benadryl.
No. This is Zofran and steroid.
Don't make me strong and fat.
Well, eat a lot.
Zofran is what?
Anti-nausea.
Anti-nausea, that's what I was thinking, but it wouldn't.
Well, it's actually getting hard to eat. Because when my stomach presses on my diaphragm, I feel overly stuffed. Yeah. Ah! See, you missed that stuff. I've been waiting all day.
Let it dry a little bit.
I hope it doesn't hurt. I may need to borrow some, like my hand is shaking.
Borrow what?
Numbing cream. Maybe like a little sampler.
Okay, I'll get you some.
Y'all gave me a sampler last time and then I never even used it.
Okay.
Still just a little swollen.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to swim.
Don't you hurt me.
Of course not.
Don't scare her.
But it is a needle, you know.
I ain't scared of no needles.
Okay. Okay, on the count of 3 and don't move. 1, 2, 3, big stick.
Ah. Ah.
You okay?
Did you get some?
Yeah, I'm getting blood down. Gotta make sure. Still swollen, girl. When did you have it placed?
2 weeks ago today.
2 weeks ago. Or maybe it's just because it's under the tissue for deep stuff. But sometimes they flow to the top, so it'll get better. Let me just get some fluids going.
Alright. Hey everybody, it's Jenny, aka Coop Dizzle. Okay, I tried to record something yesterday, but then my camera died and I can't find my other battery. I'm losing everything. I lost my extra battery, and last night I lost my anti-nausea medicine, and it was horrible because I was just starting to feel sick. Like, it was right about that time for me to take my anti-nausea pill, and I couldn't find my bottle. I'm sorry, I have to take these off because I'm just going to sit here and click them. I'm going to put the description, I'm going to put the link down in the description. I have a friend on here, her name is Natalie, and she's totally awesome. She fought breast cancer at 24, and she has a website, and they're selling these beautiful bracelets. This is the first one I got. These, yeah, and this is the one that I just got in the mail today. Isn't that beautiful? She had that made for her boyfriend, but Chris doesn't wear stuff like that, but I will. I need all the luck I can get. Okay, so this is the day after chemo 2.0. The side effects that I had yesterday, the first one was my hands and feet started to tingle, and that lasted for about 4 hours, and then I felt fine. And then after that stopped, my hips started hurting, and oh man, it hurt so bad. But I took a hydrocodone pill, and then I just crashed for the night. But I really wanted to talk about how my doctor's appointment went yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a bum day for all of us. The boys had a rough time at the babysitter's house, so I won't go into detail on that. But I'm really thankful that she watched them, because it was a longer doctor's appointment than we thought it was going to be, mainly because I had to sit and talk with my doctor for a long time. He got the results back on the testing, and for those of you who are going to have their tumors tested, we went through Caris Molecular Life Sciences. That's who did my testing. So Dr. Cherokee sat down with us and showed us the list, a full list. There were so many chemos on there that do not work with my tumor. And 2 of them, I did 3 different types of chemo last time, and 2 of them were on the it's not going to do a dang thing to this cancer list, which was the Taxol and the AC. So, and I told him when I was going through chemo, because the first part of chemo last year was Taxol and carboplatin, and my tumor shrank super fast. And carboplatin was on the list of chemotherapies that do work with my cancer. But then after that combination, we did the AC treatments, and I told him, I'm like, I feel like my tumor is growing again. And so yesterday when I reminded him of that, he's like, it probably was. It was probably not, nothing, this wasn't responding to your tumor. So there was a long list of chemos that don't work on my cancer, and 3 that do. Carboplatin was one. I did that last year, and he said that if we go through these other 2 options, that he'll try carboplatin again. But right now I'm taking Halaven, and I have slight nausea with that, but nothing too major. And then the other kind of bummer thing that we talked about yesterday was I have a bump right here on my head. You won't be able to see it unless I lose my hair, which I'm not going to buzz my head this time unless my hair starts falling out, because there is a slight chance that this medication won't make my hair fall out. It's kind of like a 40% do lose their hair, so I'm going to wait and see what my hair does. Anyway, I have a bump on the top of my head, and I felt it like 2 or 3 months ago, and I did call his nurses, and I went up there and talked to them, and every time I've gone to a doctor's appointment, I have told the nurses that there's a bump on my head, and it is getting bigger. The nurse's response was, well, everyone has bumps on their head. And I told her, I said, I know what my head feels like. Last year when I went through this, I played with my head all the time. When I buzzed my head, I would sit there and rub it, because, I'm a woman, so I've never had buzzed hair. So I would sit there and rub my head because it felt cool. And then, of course, when I lost my hair, I'd rub my head all the time because I was bald. And then when my hair started growing back, I touched my head all the time, because my hair was growing back. And I would measure my growth by my fingertips. And now it's like I can grab, and there's a little bit at the top. But apparently none of these nurses told Dr. Cherokee that I had a bump on my head. And so it's gotten pretty big, and I showed him that, and he felt it, and he was like, how long has this been going on? I said, for 2 months. He goes, how come you didn't say anything? I was like, I did. I told your nurses. And he was like, oh, tell me. He's like, when you know that something like this is up, tell me about it. And I was like, okay. And he's like, well, we're gonna have to get a scan of that. And I told him that when I did my my PET scan, that I asked them to make sure to get the top of my head because I had a bump on there. And he just swirled around on his computer and was looking at my PET scans. And he said, well, I don't, he's like, it's really hard to tell because it's at the very top of your head. He's like, but the good news is that it's not in your brain. He's like, I'm not seeing any lesions in your brain. He's like, but he goes, okay, so we're going to wait a few weeks and see if this shrinks with the chemo. He goes, if it starts shrinking, we'll know for sure that it was cancer, that it's cancer. He goes, if it doesn't go down with chemo, we'll do scans. We'll do an MRI of your head. He's like, tell me about it. So now I have a third possible place where the cancer is, and that's on the top of my head. But I don't want it to sit there for too long, and I certainly don't want it to get bigger, because I have a friend, Sarah, who had a tumor on her forehead, and it got big, and she was supposed to go in and have surgery and have it removed. And the morning that they did that, they did an x-ray, I think, of her head, and it had eaten through her skull and was almost to her brain. So I don't want to wait too long with that. I want it getting to my brain. So we're really bummed out about that. So two things we were really bummed out about yesterday is that this is more than likely cancer, and that I only have three options, really. I did ask him about PARP inhibitors. I don't know what that is, but I know that it does help some people with cancer. And he said that we'll go through these chemos first, and then he'll set me up with the program for the PARP inhibitors. So that something gets out on the table as far as triple negative goes before I get worse. So, and we did talk about my pain. I've been having really bad rib pain. Like, it hurts to cough. Well, when I cough, it hurts everywhere. When I cough, it hurts my ribs, it hurts in my chest where my tumors are, and it hurts along the middle part of my back, which is where my diaphragm is. And that's been really bad, like, really bad pain. And then, sorry, I just chugged a whole bunch of water. And then I have shoulder pain, and that's just been within the last week. But, like, the night before, Sunday night, before I went to chemo on Monday, we spent the night at my mom's house, and she doesn't have an extra bed for us to sleep in, so we sleep in the recliners. Every time I'd fall asleep, my shoulder was just killing me all day, every day, and it was to the point where I was in tears because it was just hurting so bad. And Dr. Cherokee said that that's residual pain from my diaphragm. And I said, well, is that what is causing my rib pain? And he said, yes. He goes, he pulled up the picture of my PET scan. And he said, you see, he goes, here's your lesions on your diaphragm, and it's right there next to your ribs. He's like, it's in between your ribs. He's like, probably growing in between your ribs at this point. He goes, I'd be surprised if it's not in your ribs too. So I told him that I've been taking hydrocodone, and it's not doing anything for the ribs, and it's not doing anything for my shoulder. So he gave me a patch to put on my back. I don't know the name of it, but it's just like a little patch. And Chris put it on my shoulder last night when we got home after I took a shower. And last night, for the first time, I slept like a rock, except having to get up and pee, because when you do chemo, you have to drink a ton of water. This is an old Pepsi can. I just filled it up with water. And this is Mio. I don't really like just plain water. I have to have it flavored, so this is just Mio. It's a fruit punch Mio. But yeah, so yesterday was a day. But today's been great. Today's been wonderful. I got my bracelets in from Nally, and there was a guy that came to the house. I was asleep because I took my anti-nausea pill and I fell asleep, and Chris was asleep because it's summertime and he doesn't go to bed until 4 o'clock in the morning. But there was a guy that came to the door. He didn't introduce himself, and I was halfway asleep and didn't recognize him. And he said something about that there was a dinner in town and there was an extra gift card, and he gave it to us, and it was quite a bit of money. So if you're in the Big Lake area and you know who or what that was from, please let me know on Facebook, because I missed half of it. I was asleep and the dogs woke me up. So yeah, just let me know about that. So I'll let you guys know. I know that the port thing was probably not easy for y'all to watch, but that's the reality of it. I'm still pretty swollen, and that hurt like crazy. Like crazy. So I'm hoping next time it'll be better. They gave me some numbing cream to put on. And also what I'm going to put down in the link is a description, as a link, what I'm going to put in the description box is a link to a t-shirt fundraiser. There's a guy here on YouTube, his name is Rob. He does On a Cheap Tips is the name of his channel. He does really cheap at-home tricks and tips for everything, and he's just amazing. I've been following him for over a year, and he's been following me, and we've gotten to know each other pretty well. When he sent me a friend request over Facebook, I fangirled out. But you know, something, I don't know, we just clicked. And he got really upset when he found out that my cancer was back and that I'm stage 4. And so him and a friend designed a t-shirt for me, and it's really cool. And even though it may not be your taste, you know, I have some friends who are really conservative, and I'm like, just buy the t-shirt and wear it around the house. So it's a really cool t-shirt, and I'm going to put the link down below. The total after tax and shipping was about $35. But he's giving all of that to me, and there is a limited amount of t-shirts, so please go check it out and think about getting it. Even if you're not ever going to wear it out in public, you could buy a larger t-shirt, and that could be what you wear to bed. Every little bit helps, because I don't know how long this is going to go on. With this medication, now this isn't like an end-all be-all, but with this chemotherapy, the life expectancy is 13 months. But that's not to say that, you know, once this chemo stops, that we're not going to stop trying. We're going to go on to something else. So I could have another 50 years in me. We just don't know. I'm hopeful. I really hope that I get to grow old with my husband and watch my children grow. But cancer is a nasty, nasty beast. So please go check out that link and buy yourself a t-shirt, buy your friend a t-shirt, buy your other friend a t-shirt, buy your mom a t-shirt and your dad a t-shirt. Get a really small one and try and fit it on your big dogs. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I hope that it's not too terribly long. I could go on all day. But that's my update. Yesterday was pretty crappy. Just hard news. So, not very many chemo options, and the bump on my head could be tumor, or could be a tumor. So anyway, check your boobs, check your balls, and when life gets really overwhelming and you need to accessorize, get a bracelet from Nellie and a t-shirt from Rob. And I hope you have a great day and week.